terms of skills that I use now that I developed during my PhD, I think people working on their PhDs have so many skills that they don't even know that they have. It's pretty crazy. As someone who went through training in project management, I can promise you that every single person working on a PhD has project management skills. It's basically, when you're planning out your dissertation, when you're planning out a paper, when you're planning out a class, you're doing project management every single time. So I think it's really important to understand, if you're looking to transition out of academia, the types of ways that your skills are labeled. So I think those are definitely skills that you have inevitably as graduate students. I think by and large, the thing that I thought I had coming out of getting a PhD were analytical skills, and that was something that I was driving towards, but I didn't really know how to describe it. But I think the process of analyzing literature, the process of designing and teaching classes, and sort of figuring out what works and what doesn't work, those are inherently analytical skills. And how you're able to describe them and shape them really is important if you're looking to transition out of academia. So in terms of advice, I definitely have tons of advice if you're looking to move outside of academia. Within UC Davis, there are a lot of opportunities within the Career Development Center. That's what it's called. When I was kind of thinking that I might need to look outside of academia, I went to a day-long workshop that was held that had people from all different industries, including the government, to try to explain how you could use a PhD outside of academia. So there are a lot of resources on campus for people if they're looking to move outside of academia, including a hookup to Versatile PhD, which is a website that you can sort of interact with people who have gotten PhDs and see what they've done, as well as see job postings and that sort of thing. A lot of nonprofits, which I think is a natural direction for anyone who's gotten a PhD to go. If you're interested in writing, obviously that's a skill that you're cultivating as a PhD student, as well as analytical and project management skills. Not to mention people skills. Obviously, if you're teaching, you're probably pretty good at interacting with others. So there are a lot of on-campus resources. And there are tons of other resources too. I think really important for me were informational interviews. So if you think you might be interested in something, you will be really surprised at how welcoming people are if you reach out to them and say, hey, I am interested in PR. Could I meet with you and talk to you about it? Find a firm that specializes in something that you might be interested in, and reach out to someone and see if they're willing to talk to you. And that sort of allows you to understand what it takes to work in that area, to see if you may be interested in that area at all, and then to potentially get you like a little toehold into that company. So, there are also LinkedIn resources, networking, possibilities within LinkedIn too, that are really good resources if you want to meet people, which is pretty essential. I think knowing someone who can help open the door for you is really important in terms of translating that PhD into something that people can understand and really get behind in terms of getting you a different job if you're